Oh, hey, what's up, Inspirators? It's your boy Tony D, TonyDoyleInspires.com. Thanks for popping on. Welcome to the Inspirate channel. If you are in need of some inspiration, some motivation, and that type of thing, you are in the right spot. Today, Inspirators, I wanted to share a little bit on making manifesting a lifestyle. Okay? And this all comes from a coaching call I had earlier. But I think you're really going to find this interesting. I had some aha moments my own self as we started delving into this process, and I started talking them through some manifestation techniques. And I thought it was something you guys might be interested in learning or reminding yourself of as well. First and foremost, though, if you have not already, please subscribe to this channel. Hit the little bell icon. That will give you notifications every time we put out a new video. And we are dedicated to making a new video every single day. So please do that. If you like this, also hit the thumbs up. The thumbs up works miracles here on YouTube. They have shown us that when you interact and put the thumbs up, the algorithm actually works to show the video to other like-minded folks that might not normally see it. So I appreciate it. If you do like it, hit that thumbs up. And if you love it, share it directly to your page and to your groups. Certainly appreciate that. So that being said, we're going to get right into it. I'm not going to keep you real long, but I did want to share this with you while it was fresh on my mind. And it's talking about making manifesting a lifestyle, which is something we don't normally do. Okay? Although, as I always tell you guys, we are manifesting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, right? So, and I also have let you know in previous videos, and you guys know this for sure, every single moment is a manifestation in itself and a manifestation in the becoming, right? So it's also a bridge to something better down the road. And whether you believe in law of attraction or you believe like in imagination type creation, visualization processes, those type of things, it doesn't really matter what you believe is going on behind the scenes, because it is going on behind the scenes, right? So regardless of what you personally hold as far as, is this the way the universe works, or is this the way the universe works? What we know is manifesting works, and it's how we bring things in. Thoughts become things, and whether we're doing that through a visualization process and the power of intention, or we're doing that through the law of attraction, where like attracts like, honestly, it doesn't really matter that much. So once again, we're getting caught up in semantics, and as I tell you all the time, one of my favorite quotes, Alan Watts, you can't get wet by the word water, okay? So these things that we're defining as truths are all perception anyway, right? I will get a little bit deeper here, and then I'm going to circle back around to the manifestation. But if you guys are really, really interested in this, I suggest you look up some work by Seth, and you will find out that we use a variety of permission slips. And I really like that concept. It may help you. So a permission slip obviously is something that we tell ourselves is okay, so we allow it. Okay, so it may be the law of attraction, it may be visualization, it may be we allow ourselves, whatever it may be. Okay, so it's a permission slip because we already know we create our own reality. Okay, we know that, right? Anybody that's on this channel already knows that, I'm sure. And so we're gonna process from there. So whether you're in a law of attraction camp or you're in Neville Goddard camp, we are going to move on because we're manifesting things all the time, and no matter what we believe, it's happening, right? It's behind the scenes. It's going on. It's like the law of gravity. It's going to work every single time, okay? We're on this 3D planet. All these things are set up to work for us. I'll do a whole nother video, or it may already be on the YouTube. Feel free to search out, but I'll do another video on the 7 Hermetic Principles. And that's super interesting as well. It's really the wisdom of the ages of man passed through, passed down and passed on, and you'll see it lines up very succinctly with what we call the universal laws now. But the 7 Hermetic Principles, check that out as well. So there's 2 things to check on, Seth and the 7 Hermetic Principles. Now, let's circle back around to manifesting as a lifestyle, because we don't normally do that. People may say they do, but do they really? Very few of us do, including myself. Like, I was just talking to a couple other professional manifestation coaches, and we're all talking about, if we don't get in a certain practice, we literally forget that we can manifest anything and everything, because manifestation is going on at all times. But as you guys know, most likely it's going on automatically, right? It's going on in your subconscious mind, and we're recreating much of the same thing, or we're reacting to something. Once again, we're recreating much of the same thing from our reactions as well, because we never give ourselves a chance to set up a different reaction, okay? So that being said, we are able to manifest every single thing, and manifesting a lifestyle is all about that. All right. So just tell me, you guys who are manifestors, I know you are all conscious creators and manifestors, and you wouldn't be on this channel if it isn't something that really piques your interest and you were wanting to learn about. So I know this probably hits home for you. It's the hottest topic of the last 5 years, honestly. Manifestation. How do I get what I want? How can I get that time freedom? How can I get that financial freedom? Those type of things. But tell me, what is it that you are actively trying to manifest? I'll give you a second to think about it. In your life, what do you actively, consciously put your awareness and attention behind to manifest? So most of you guys are probably thinking about a vision board or something like that. And what do you have on there? Big items, right? You got the new car, you've got a big house, you've got a super special person that you think is going to be the perfect one for you. You've got a bunch of money, all these big things, right? It's like a Christmas wish list of these giant things. Why do we do that to ourselves? Okay. Once again, every single moment is a manifestation, and we are manifesting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, right? So we could actually be manifesting every single thing that we would like in our life. The thing is, we are not in the practice of doing it, okay? Those of us who are conscious at all mostly have been taught about vision boarding, and vision boarding is about setting some big specific goal and literally giving ourselves a permission slip to ask for that, wish that, those type of things. It's obviously it's a process. In the very beginning, it's really a wish and a want or a need. And then once we realize that we can have anything and that we are the creative force, then we're able to have more fun with it. We're not creating out of lack or trying to, which is next to impossible as it is already. So let me tell you this, okay? Let me tell you this. If you get in practice of consciously manifesting other things every day, it's just like a muscle, okay? Now, obviously, it's not a muscle. It has nothing to do with our physical body, but it is kind of like a spiritual muscle, okay? We're going to get in practice of it. It also improves our own belief and knowledge that we're good at it and that we can literally manifest anything we want, all right? So one thing, obviously, this does go around on the law of attraction community, and that is the manifesting game, which is great. I absolutely suggest you do that, but don't make it a one-off special occasion, okay? For those of you who are not familiar, the manifesting game is where you pick some obscure, fun item that you have no reason to have put up any blocks of any type against. So it could be a pink feather, it could be a button, it could be a penny, something that obviously you do not have any kind of self-limiting beliefs behind. So you intend to see that within a specific time, you send it out to the universe, and then you wait for that to come back to you. And it always comes back. Sometimes it's shorter or longer, and it just depends how that bridge of coincidence is put together, right? So that is a great thing to do, but do it all the time. One step further that I would suggest, and one of my friends actually got me doing this originally, and this is what he calls the list process, okay? So every single morning, as you're doing your gratitude and you're doing, all the things to get you set for your day, one thing you can add to your morning routine, once again, I very much believe in a morning routine. If you haven't already, check my video archives on morning routines and their importance and how you can get one for yourself. But that being said, one thing you can add to your morning routine that you probably don't do right now is this list process, okay? And it's really, really simple. So it's just like the manifesting game, and it's setting you up. So what you're going to do is you are going to list out 10 things that you want to manifest every single morning, okay? And once again, these things may come that same day, they may not. But the key to this list process for manifesting is when you write it down, and you do want to write it, so you're going to journal this because you want to keep a record. So you're going to write it down, and you're going to write it down as an I am, or as basically I am manifesting, I will see. Okay, so you want what's called present or present future tense. All right. And that may seem a little confusing, so we'll talk just a little bit about that. But everything we do when we're looking at visualization is in present future tense, okay? So present tense, obviously, is the here and now, right? The here and now. But in reality and manifestation, if it's already physically manifested, is it the present or is it the past? Past, right? Okay, so if you guys study Abraham or any manner of manifestation teachers, no matter what style they do, they all tell you that at first you're going to manifest a vibrational version, right? So the vibrational version is actually the here and now, because when you think of it, you send it out, the universe puts cooperative components together, it's there, it's already there for you, okay? It already exists anyway, right? It's just about building the bridge of incidence to get those things to you. So it already exists, that's the here and now. The actual manifestation is actually past tense, okay? So once it forms here physically, that's something that you've manifested previously, because it does not physically manifest right here, right now, okay? You may get it down to a few seconds, but it's always going to be something a little bit past tense. And that's why when we do visualization, we do present future, okay? So present future is looking at it as it is now, but it's a little bit past the end, okay? And I'll explain that a little bit more. If you guys are familiar with Neville Goddard and his imaginal processes, this will come easy to you, okay? But so for this morning process, we're going to do that. We're going to pick 10 small items. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be anything from a cup of coffee, once again, to the penny. The same types of things you would do for the imagination game, or the manifestation game. So pick 10 things though and write them all down. Write them down in the present future tense that you are already getting these, you already have these, you enjoy your cup of coffee, those types of things. Put some passion in it, powers into passion. Write it down and then forget about it, okay? So the beauty of this is it's nothing you're going to obsess over, okay? So you're not going to actually form a block, which is what happens a lot of times with big giant items, okay? We start looking and seeing that they're not there, and so then we're actually trying to manifest out of lack once again. But there's no reason for these because they don't matter, right? They don't matter in our life as if anything really did, right? That being said, so this is how you do it. So you put down those 10 and then you move on. But what you need to do is have awareness, and every single time one of those things come to you, go back to your page and fill in when and how it came. Okay? What that's doing is twofold. For one, it's building, once again, it's building your own confidence in your manifestation ability. And for two, it is stretching your manifesting ability, because as little things start to come, what we're going to do is start putting a little bit bigger things in day by day. Okay? So you may have, at the end of the week, if you did it every single day, you could have 70 items on there, So your job is then just to look and appreciate it when it comes, because all those things will come. So this is what we call testing the process, and you absolutely have every right to do so. In fact, I'm telling you right now, it will make you a better manifester if you do this and you keep really good track of it, how it came, how long it took to come, anything in between. Like if you can start to recognize the bridge of incidents that came to bring that to you, that's super fun. Anything that's fun and high vibe like that, I'm telling you, will come. It'll start coming faster and faster, and you'll just become more confident with it. All right. So that's the first thing I'm going to say to do that. For you to do is add in the list process in your morning routine. Okay. And then if you haven't had any awareness throughout the day, at the end of the day, go back and go over that and just remind yourself how many of those things have come already, and then laugh about the other ones, and put a little imagination into, I wonder when these things will come. It'll be so awesome when they come. Wouldn't that be nice? You could do all that. If once again, what you don't want to do is try to manifest out of lack. So you don't want to put a big hey, these things didn't come, I thought it was going to work, it's not really working. What you want to do is appreciate the ones that do come and be light and fun about the other ones. Okay? Be like, this is going to be so cool. This is like a super fun game, So once you turn it into a game, you're able to take out all that hesitation and those blocks that you might otherwise make for yourself. So why do we not manifest in all areas of our life? Okay? Because we could, right? So anything that comes up, we could literally take to a manifestation process instead of trying to effort them all. Because what we normally do, we try to manifest. Those of us who are conscious, some people don't do this at all, but even the conscious folks is who I'm talking to here. I'm assuming you guys are all somewhere on that path. What do? We effort everything except for a couple big things that we put on a vision board, right? We don't have to do that, guys. We are powerful creators, and we can literally take the manifestation process and use it for every single thing in our life. As things come up, plus, like I said, we can get to the point where we're literally adding so many things in the morning. And be like, oh yeah, I would love to see this. Can't wait till this happens. You know what I mean? And then we're forgetting about it and we're going because we know it's going to come. And then it does. And then we just keep adding more and more. And then pretty soon, like everything we do, we start realizing that, yes, this is something I thought about, then I spoke into existence, and then I scripted it, right? I wrote it out. And here it is, you know what I mean? And life becomes a game and super fun, okay? Life is truly something that you are able to create for yourself, your own experience, okay? So let's just talk about the manifestation process. Once again, since we can use this all the time, let's brush up on a visualization process. So, of course, once again, and I've covered this before, but I think it's really important to add back in as we're talking about manifesting. The process of manifesting with visualization, first of all, we always visualize from the end, okay? So we don't want to get caught up in the how, and we don't want to get caught up in the middle of a manifestation, okay? So if you want something specific, say a certain person, say you want to be married, then you want to visualize, you want to come up with a little scene, and we'll talk about the process, but you want to visualize from the end of that, which once again, we're talking a present future tense, okay? So you may think that visualizing getting married would be walking down the aisle with your special person. But in reality, the problem with visualizing at that point is you aren't married, for one. So there's still lots of things that could happen right there, right? And that's the biggest thing. So you're leaving a lot of things to chance. So you could actually make that happen and still not be married, right? So the idea is to come up with the scene that proves that it's already happened in a positive way and that nothing can go wrong with it, okay? And it's not as hard as you think. So instead of walking down the aisle or gazing to each other in each other's eyes in front of the pastor, it's the honeymoon, okay? Or it's the 1 year anniversary, even better. So I like the 1 year anniversary because then you know that it's been fairly successful. You've made it to the anniversary, so you visualize this really happy anniversary time. So that means you've been married. You know, things are going great for you. Same thing with any manifestation you want to do. You want to manifest, visualize it from the end, right? So it's going to be from the present future. All right. So just a little bit past the actual thing you want. That way you know it's happened, because when we visualize it, it's going to be in first person. Okay. So from out of your eyes. So it's not something where you're going to be viewing yourself on a screen doing it. A better, more precise way to do it. And let me just say, you can get manifestations by doing that. The only issue with that is it ties up emotions in a different way. All right. So if you can visualize yourself in third person so that you see you and this other person, or whatever it is, you see with the $1 million check, that's one thing. But here's what happens, okay? And like I said, I know a lot of professional manifesting coaches and people that do this. You know, it's all they do is manifesting lifestyle. Here's what happens. When you try to use third person, sometimes it works, because sometimes you can realize that is you, and then you tie those emotions to it, and so the universe is able to bridge that for you. But sometimes what happens is that same scene happens, and instead of you being the other person, there's someone else, and you're viewing it, okay? Just like your imaginal act, okay? So to get around that, what you do is always try to visualize in first person. So that means from your eyes. So what would you see? What would you hear? What would you smell? What would you taste? What would you touch? Okay. So that keeps us in that present moment. And then we're going to go to the future. So we're going to move just past where we want that manifestation. So if we are going to win $1 million in the lottery, okay, we could visualize. Are we going to visualize the numbers coming across? Probably not, because that doesn't mean we're $1 million. And unless you just want the fun of seeing your name on TV. If that's what you want, then that's a perfectly fine place to put your visualization. If not, you need to manifest to the end, okay? So what would the end of $1 million win look like? Would the money already be in your bank account, right? It would already be accounted on there. You'd be able to look, or you could go to your bank. What I like to visualize, and this works really well for me because I know I go to a certain bank branch all the time. I know everybody that works there. So I visualize going there, having them pull it up, showing me the accounting of it, having them, and we'll talk about processes in a little bit, but having someone there that I trust get in a conversation with them about how much money, and how well your business obviously is doing and this and that. All right. So that's the thing. So the present past tense, first person, visualize just past the end. And then the other thing is forget about the how and forget about the middle, right? We talked about that. Don't micromanage the universe. I say this in a lot of my videos, but what I find most people do is they are so specific to the universe, it's going to take a long time to get that to come to pass. And the point is that really what you want? Does it really matter that it comes from the lottery? Or do you really want the financial security attached to making $100,000 a year? Do you want that freedom? If so, that's the end goal, right? So the freedom, or whatever it is. Now, if you are a professional gambler and you just get high off the fun of winning money and you're going to invest it right back in, it's perfectly fine to do that. And that's what gamblers do that all the time. That's how they do it. You know what I mean? Because energy is everything. Everything is energy. Energy flows. So it's energy in, energy out all the time. All the time. So once you get that flow and the feel for it, you're able to do that. Okay. So once again, just to go over the manifesting process, we're going to manifest from just past the end. Try to get in first person as much as possible. In fact, train yourself to do so. And like I said, the best way to do it is, what would I see in this scene? What would I hear? What would I smell? What would I taste? What would I touch? And in the beginning, purposely script out all of those things like you're writing a play. Okay? It will help you a lot. And then you're going to forget about the how and why. We don't care about how it came at all in this point. Okay? Not when we are visualizing, right? But what we do want to do is make sure when it does come to pass, when it comes back in, just like with the list process, we want to appreciate that it came in, all right? So the awareness is super key to us being able to repeat that process. And as you know, with affirmations or anything else, one of the best ways to imprint anything on the subconscious mind is a repetitive nature. All right, so we want to keep doing that, and we're going to slowly keep getting bigger and better things. Pretty soon, I promise you, you'll be able to manifest everything and know that you can, so that when little things come up, you can just manifest a better ending for something. Okay? Just remember also that everything is always working out for us. So that if you have not seen the manifestation that you want, then you are not at the end yet. Okay? So if you properly visualize it, and you're going to make sure you do, because we're going to use the process that I just gave you. Make yourself a checklist, visualize it, and when it comes, appreciate it, because it's going to come. I promise you it's going to come. So the processes I suggest with this, once again, is that imaginal scene. So you're going to give yourself a little short scene, 3 to 5 seconds, and you're going to imagine yourself from first person. You're going to include as many of your senses as possible in this little short scene. So that's process number 1. Process number 2 is self-talk. How normally we manifest things, mostly bad, is through self-talk. We always have a conversation going on in our own minds, and if you don't know you do, I suggest you sit and listen and take note of what you tell yourself, good and bad. Lots of times it's bad. A lot of times we're trying to talk ourselves out of things. But you can use that also to your advantage, and you can impress upon your subconscious to improve your self-talk. And that's where you don't have to say it out loud, but within your own mind, I already have $100,000. You know what I mean? I already know that's coming. I'm a great manifester. Those things come all the time. You don't have to say it out loud, because once you practice it enough, you can say it inside and have that self-talk replace that negativity that would normally be there. And then the third process I touched on just a little bit before, and that is an imaginal conversation. Okay? So you have the scene where it's through your eyes. Now, the imaginal conversation is also going to be through your eyes, but what it's going to be, it involves a person that you implicitly trust. Okay? So this is going to be somebody that wouldn't tell you a lie, wouldn't do you wrong. So it's going to be a professional person, or like your mom, or if you're religious, maybe a pastor, something like that. It's going to be somebody that you very much trust. Okay? And that person, as I was talking about at the bank before, that person is going to get in a conversation with you, and they're going to tell you. So what you're going to do is use them to bolster your own belief, because this person that I trust so much, they would never steer me wrong ever in my whole life. They're telling me that I have $100,000 in the bank. They're a professional. They went to school for this, So if there's any limiting beliefs of your own at all, that takes care of that, okay? So that's the third process I would suggest with this imaginal act. And the other thing is, just do it. Do it as much as you can. Like, anytime you think about it, practice it, okay? Test it, test the universe, and just do it as a game. Realize it's fun. Keep track like it's a game. And I'm telling you, before long, within 4 to 6 weeks, you'll start seeing major manifestations and being aware of those coming to you. And within 6 months, I'm telling you, you could be living a manifesting lifestyle. Okay? But with everything else, it takes practice. So you do have to do the work, or the fun, as it were. Approach it as a game, and it will come super easy, and you'll love your life just that much more. I promise you. So hopefully this was interesting for you. As I said, this actually came out of a coaching call earlier today, and I wanted to share that with you guys. If you have not already, once again, I want to remind you to please subscribe to the NSPR8 channel. We also have we've also got a podcast and a channel for the business side as well. So if you're an entrepreneur, please subscribe to On the Rise.